Hey guys, my name is Ambareen-Rose, and today we're going to be solving a math question from the Nelson textbook, and this is a grade 12 advanced function question. So over here we have the demand function for snack cakes at a large bakery is given by the function p of x equals 15x over 2x squared plus 11x plus 5. The x units are given in thousands of cakes, and the price per snack cake p of x is in dollars. Part A is find the revenue function for the cakes, and part B is estimate the marginal revenue for x equals 0.75, and what's the marginal revenue for x equals 2.00. So now that you guys have had like a chance to read over this, I'm going to read it one more time and point out some key things. This is a demand function for snack cake, so that means this is our product at a large bakery is given by the function p of x equals 15x over 2x squared plus 11x plus 5. This function is going to be very important because we're going to use this to solve the question. The x units are given in thousands of cakes, and the price per snack, p of x, is in dollars, so this tells us our units. Part A is find the revenue function, so that's what we're looking for the cakes, and part B is estimate the marginal revenue for x equals 0.5 and x equals 2.00. So in part B we're looking for what the answers to x are for these two. So for but just before we start, this question is a mix of a revenue question and an IROC question, so an instantaneous rate of change question. So for part A, it says find the revenue function for the cakes. Now, our basic function is r of x equals p of x. So it's revenue equals your price. So this is our basic equation. So what we're going to do is, now that we've determined our basic revenue function, we're going to substitute the values into the basic revenue function. So here's what we're given, and all we're going to do is we're going to switch our p of x to our r of x because we're looking for revenue, and r of x is your revenue. So you have r of x equals 15x over 2x squared plus 11x plus 5. So there we go. We've just solved part A. It wasn't too bad, right guys? Alright, so for part B, we're going to estimate the marginal revenue for x equals 0.75 and x equals 2.00. This is a two-part question, and what we're going to use is our IROC equation right here. Now we know this is an instantaneous rate of change question because of this keyword estimate. So over here, what we're going to do is the steps we're going to proceed with are, so we're going to determine our IROC equation. We're going to find our x1 and x2 values. We're going to use the values from x1 and sub it into our revenue function, and then we're going to solve. Step 5 is we're going to use our x2 value and sub it into our revenue function. Step 6 is we will solve. Step 7 is we're going to sub in our values that we got from x1 and x2 into our IROC equation. Step 8 is we're going to solve for x of 0.75. And step 9 is we're going to repeat steps 1 to 9 to solve for x equals 2.00. So over here we're looking for IROC of 0.75. So here what we're going to do is we're going to write x1 equals 0.75 plus 0.001, and then 0.75 minus 0.001. Now these two, you're always going to use these two numbers. These are like your base numbers for this question. And you're going to get two values, 0.751 and 0.749. Now we're going to use our revenue function, which is we took from the question up here, right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to solve for h of 0.751. So we're going to plug in 15, open bracket 0.751, and now we got this number from right here. We're just subbing in our x because we want to find what x of 0.751 is. So we're going to do 15 over 0.751 all over 2 open bracket 0.751 squared close bracket plus 11 open bracket 0.751 close bracket plus 5. Now again, these 0.751s, we're just plugging in our x values from a revenue equation. And then what we're going to do is you're going to solve this in your calculator, and just remember guys to write all your decimals. Don't hold back or don't round. So when we do that, we get h of 0.751 equals this nice big long number here. And then we're going to repeat the same process for 0.749. So here we have h of 0.749 equals 15 open bracket 0.749 close bracket all over 2 open bracket 0.749 close bracket squared plus 11 open bracket 0.749 close bracket plus 5. We're going to put this in our calculator, and then we're going to get this nice long big number. So again, these 0.749s are, we're replacing our x values for 0.749, and 0.749 came from up here. So now what we're going to do is, now that we have our value for what 0.751 and 0.749 are, we're going to plug it into our IROC equation right here. So we're solving for 0.75, so that's our x value, and then we're going to have h of 0.751, which is from here, and then h of 0.749, which is from here. And just remember, we're going to do our bigger value minus our smaller value. So this is bigger and this is smaller, all over 0.002. And then you're just going to sub in what you found for 0.751, which is this nice long number here. So we're going to plug that in here. And then what we found for 0.749, which is this nice long number here. And we're just going to plug that in and put that all over 0.002. And then we get, once you put this in your calculator, what I'd like to do is just put the first line in first, not to put them all together, just separate them, and put that all over 0.002, and then divide the two, and then you get 0.2812855. And then we're going to round it to one decimal, so therefore IROC of 0.75 equals 0.3. So therefore the marginal revenue at x equals 0.5 is 0.3. So guys, hang in with me here. That was just half of the question. So we've solved for x equals 0.75. Now we're going to just repeat this whole process for x equals 2.00. So guys, just remember, this is a long question, but we're halfway there. So just continue to work hard. Alright, so we've got, again, our IROC, basic IROC equation, and now we're solving for IROC of 2.00. So again, we have our base numbers, so we're going to do x1 equals 2.00 plus 0.001, and x2 is 2.00 minus 0.001. Now we've got our two numbers right here, 2.001 and 1.999. So now we've got our revenue function, and what we're going to do is we want to know what 2.001 is. So we're going to plug 2.001 into our x's. So 2.001 is not going to be your x value, so we're just going to substitute it in. So we have 15 open bracket 2.001 close bracket all over 2 open bracket 2.001 close bracket squared plus 11 open bracket 2.001 close bracket plus 5. And then you're going to get this right here. Once you divide these two, you're gonna get this nice long number over here, and make sure, guys, make sure you write all the decimals. Again, we're gonna repeat this part for 1.999. So we have our revenue function right here, and we're just gonna plug in 1.999, which is our x value, into our revenue function. So here we've got 115 open bracket 1.999 close bracket over 2 open bracket 1.999 close bracket squared plus 11 open bracket 1.999 close bracket plus 5. And then what we're going to do is we're going to divide these two numbers right here, and that means you're going to be left with the value of 1.999 is this nice long number here. So then we're going to go back to our important IROC equation, our base IROC equation, and what we're going to do is we're going to plug in h of 2.001 minus h of 1.999. Again, we're doing our bigger value minus our smaller value, and we're going to put that all over 0.002. So our 2.001, we found that value up here, right here. So we're going to plug this nice long number in over here, which is how we got this number. And then we're going to plug in the value we found for 1.999, which is up here. And we're going to plug this nice long number in right here. So that's how we get our two numbers, and we're going to set that all over 0.002, and that equals negative 0.0367345. And so therefore our IROC of 2.00 equals negative 0.03. So therefore the marginal revenue for x equals 2.00 is 0.03. So guys, there you have it. That is our question. We've solved for what x of 0.75 is and what x of 2.00 is. So that's about it. Just some things that we can use some professions that this type of question could be used in, our careers where this problem is used, is for retail managers. So how much is sold and how much was made, the profit and the revenue, as well as restaurant managers. This is the same type of thing. how much food was sold, how much of the product was sold, and how much money was made. So, guys, there you have it. If you have any questions, just rewatch it. Thanks for listening.